Dang, I'm really burnt out from Forsaken. Is there really nothing to do? Wait a minute. What's that? Huh? The first game I want to introduce you to is something called Forgotten, which I'm pretty sure you won't forget anytime soon.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Think of Forgotten as Forsaken, but on crack, because there is some insanity with this game. Don't take it too seriously, it's meant to be silly with the roster of characters, but also, you're going to notice real quick when you start doing gens and using your abilities, you're like, holy crap, why am I getting so much money and so much XP for doing basic objectives? Because this game reflects real life. That's right, it reflects our economy. Inflation! Because not only do you get a bunch of money, don't celebrate too quickly yet, when you open the shop, you start to notice the skin prices. Those are also heavily inflated compared to Forsaken, so while you may get excited, sorry to burst your bubble, you're going to have to pay a lot for the skins. Forgotten has characters that we all know and love, like 007, Cool Kid, Noli, but there's also a few new characters as well. There's characters like Jim, or characters like 2x2. There's also the news reporter, or Sutart, and of course Super Senior Gojo for some odd reason.
What? No freshmen? But those white purdy guyets! I need my gats! I need my guyets!
But there's also killers like Gubby. Even though that's an admin killer for Forsaken, you get to live out your dreams of becoming the Gubby. But honestly, the most terrifying killer of all, the one that makes me shake in my boots. Oh my god, the very mention of their name strikes fear in my very soul. The job application. Oh, hey here, Brian. Forgotten is one of those games that I think is just fun to play once in a while because of how chaotic it can be. Not to say that Forsaken isn't chaotic, but you definitely get the memes with Forgotten, so if you're ever burnt out of Forsaken and you want to try something else, Forgotten can be fun to try.
One more game, no.
If you want a game that's closer to Forsaken, there's something called Condemned. Sure, it's very close to Forsaken, except for the characters' mechanics, but another difference is they have a variety of game modes that randomly start every 3 to 4 rounds, like Blindness or Double Killer. You have characters like Oliver, which is a noob counterpart. His ability is basically going through a panic attack that you click on the screen to get rid of, and that gains him a speed boost, which you can hold up to 2 to get out of tricky situations. Or you have characters like Aster, which is the Lelia counterpart. They throw flowers down on the ground for heals, so instead of one healing item, it's several, and he can heal himself with those items as well. Or there's characters like Marcus, where you get to select what type of weapon you want to have, which in turn affects your playstyle. You can be short range, medium range, or long range based on his weapon. There is a 1x in this game as a killer, except he works a little bit differently. He has a dash ability, and essentially their unstable eye, instead of it causing blindness, they're actually rooted to the ground while they spot players. I think the most unique killer of all is Valora because they're long range, and we don't really see a long range killer in Forsaken. Essentially they have a bow and arrow. The closer you are with certain abilities, the less damage they do, but the longer range you are, the more damage it does. And I think it's kind of unique that they implemented a longer range killer. Overall, I think for a Forsaken clone or inspired game, I think Condemned is pretty unique with its character roster, and it can be fun at times, so if you want to try it out, I highly recommend it. Corrupted Crossroads is something I played earlier on, and it's cool to see how far it's come. If you love customizing characters, you might enjoy this game. Instead of preset characters, you get to choose your own classes alongside your own abilities to fit your personal playstyle. So this goes for both survivors and killers. And killers can also customize their weapon for additional buffs to fit their preferences. There's objectives to complete within the game, and once completed, you can open one of the exits to escape or just survive until the timer runs out. Pwned by 1400 is a unique game with its own retro style. My only gripe is that you can only equip characters at the shop menu, which you have to go downstairs from the lobby instead of a UI that you can bring up on the side. This is another asymmetrical survival game, but there's no objectives to lower the timer. You must solely rely on your abilities and other survivors to ensure that you can win the round. The most popular killer out of the 3 they have currently is Father. Maybe it's because they're embodying our dads that went to go get the milk and actually came back. Break In and Steal Things definitely has that retro feel, which is entirely intentional. While the stylistic choices may not be everyone's cup of tea, I think it's great for its own identity as a game. Now in this game, you steal things obviously. Sometimes it may be the only objective, while other maps may require you to complete more tasks. Survivors don't have a class or a character to play as, instead you're yourself, and there's items scattered around the map to use to your own advantage. The killer of the round is there to essentially stop the survivors from stealing. If they successfully steal and the timer runs out, they still win. Meanwhile, for survivors, even if you survive till the end, if you don't complete the objective, you lose. Outcome Memories is the successor to Sonic.exe The Disaster. I never got around to playing the original before it got taken down, as I'm not a huge Sonic fan. From what I understand, Pillar Chase 2's mechanics were inspired by that original game, and I gotta say that Outcome Memories ambience looks amazing. The graphics look great, and it gives off that feeling of dread and eeriness in-game. My only problem is that I couldn't find a place that lists every character's abilities. My first match was trying to blindly figure out what I should be doing besides surviving. Of course, there are sentinels in this game, those in charge of stunning the killer, there's supports, and I have no idea what Dr. Eggman does, to be honest. Overall, it just seems like one of those asymmetrical horror games where you just have to survive until the end of the timer, and if you die, you die. Personally, I don't see myself playing this game too often, mainly because I'm not a huge Sonic fan. I'm not really into the characters, but if you yourself are, I highly recommend you at least try it out. Even if you aren't, just give it a try, maybe you'll still fall in love with the mechanics of the game. Oh, one more thing I want to add about Outcome Memories is that I really enjoy the customization in this game. It's actually really in-depth, that there's multiple layers of customization you can do. Some items do correlate more closely to a certain theme and match, while other items are just standalone items you can mess around with and stylize to your own heart's content. Now, instead of just regular skins, I think this whole customization thing is really fun for the players, so I thought it was really cool that they did something like this, so you could dress up your favorite Sonic characters however you like. For those who know my channel and have seen it before, you guys are aware that I used to play Hugo's Asylum before it got discontinued. And the owner has now moved on to Lost Studio, which is an inspiration of Forsaken and Flee the Facility. Now, where we really see the inspirations of both is you basically survive until the timer runs out, or if you complete all the objectives, there are exits that open and you can win the game. Now, the killers in this game are defuncts, and they're a departure of the characters that we know, as this takes place in a different universe. There's customization available in the sense that you get to choose whatever abilities suit your taste to fit your playstyle. However, I still find it to be too early for this game to have its own standalone video, mainly because there's not that many players on the game. I would love to see this game flourish, but I personally believe there needs to be more work to the game. And this isn't to offend the owner by any means, it's just I feel like they're doing all the work by themselves, so there's only so much you can push out by yourself unless you have a team of people to help you, which I'm not sure if there even is a team of people helping them. If you would like to give the game a chance, I highly encourage it. I know there's not a lot of players and that might turn you away, but if you have friends who are willing to give it a try, just play a couple of rounds, mess around, and see what you guys think of it. I do believe this game can be good, it's just that it needs that extra layer of polish, and I'm sure people will enjoy it.